Alright, today we're going to go over two parent functions, the last two, and then that's tomorrow, which is Tuesday. Wednesday we'll review, and then Thursday we'll take the test over the parent functions. The two parent functions we're going to go over is y equals x cubed. It's pretty much exactly like the quadratic. The only difference is instead of going back up, it's going to start at the same spot and then come back down. The reason why is because when we plug in negative numbers here, so I'll plug in -2. If I plug in -2 quantity squared, I get a +4. But if I cube it, let's say -2 times -2 times -2, that's a positive. That turns into negative, so it's going to -8.
Guys, if you're an NHS,
so that's pretty much the parent function. So the same thing is going to happen. So y equals ax minus b cubed plus c. So it does the exact same thing. The only difference happens is when it flips, it's going to change. So b, we're just going to do the same thing. Shifts left and right.
like within the first couple of minutes.
C is going to go up and down as well. And A is going to do the same thing. If it's negative, it's going to flip it. And then it's also going to make it skinnier or wider, whether it's a fraction or not. So we'll do a couple examples, and then we will I'll have you all do one, and then we'll do it that way. So y equals, I'll do a negative one to start off with, just that we all see, x minus 2 cubed. So, once again, negative is going to flip it. So instead of normally going like this, it's going to flip it. So it's going to start, instead of starting in the first quadrant, it's going to start in the second quadrant. So, I'll just redo it. So, let's regraph it. So it's going to start, first things first, is going to shift to the right 2. So it's going to start there. The negative, like I said, instead of going on this side, it's going to go to this side. And it's going to shift like that. So it's going to look pretty much the same shape, except it's going to shift over, start in the left side into the right, more or less. So now, I'm going to put one up. I want y'all to pause. I want you to do it, and then I want you to kind of just see if you did it correctly. So y equals, we'll do one that's actually positive. So y equals x plus 3 cubed minus 2. I want you to press pause, and I want you to do it. Now that you've done it, you should have said -3, or the +3 is going to shift it to the left 3. The -2 would shift it down 2.
What officer's going to be there?
So left 3, 1, 2, 3, down 2. One's going to start there, one's going to go there, and it's going to look like that. That's it. We'll do, no, that's about it. If you want to go back and rewatch, you can, but it's pretty much the same thing, but the difference is, instead of going back up, it just goes down. The next parent function we're going to go over is the other cubic. It's the cube root. So, this parent function looks similar to the cube, but it goes sideways. So that's kind of what it looks like. It goes from here to here. The difference is normal square root, we can't take the square root of a negative, but since it's a cube root, we can't take the square root of a negative, so that's why there are values over here in my negative x values. So same thing's going to happen pretty much with the a cube root of x minus b plus c. Once again, c shifts it up or down, left or right, and then this is going to make it skinny or fat, and then if it's negative, once again, it will flip it. Alright, any questions? We're going to do example, and then you all go to do one, and that's about it. So y equals, let's say 2 cube root of x plus 2 minus 3. So once again, to the left here, I'm going to just say the 2, wrong one. The 2 is going to make it, I guess, taller in this case, because the 2 is going to make it go infinity. The plus 2 is going to shift it to the left 2, and then the minus 3 is going to go down 3. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to worry about the shift, left 2, down 3. And then if you want to kind of help yourself out, you can draw like imaginary x-axis. So like all we're doing is taking the x-axis and moving it down to that point. And so now I'm going to start at that point, and it's going to go like that. Pretty much self-explanatory. And okay, so now I want you to do this problem. Press pause once again, try it, and then come back. So everyone should be pressing pause right about now. Now that you're done watching the video, and we'll go over it. So negative 3, it's going to, we'll say taller. The negative is going to make it flip. The 2 is going to shift it right. 5. So that's where my dot's going to go at 2, 5. And now it's just going to, I know it's a little bit taller, I'll just make it taller, and since I know it's flipped, so instead of starting there, it's going to start up here and go there, and so it's just going to go the opposite way. So that's what it's going to look like. I forgot to put the cube root there. That should do it for the cube root. If there's any questions, we'll go over it in class and work on homework. All right.